One of the things that we want to talk to, especially about the runners, is the new technology that is being used as far as the shoes are concerned, right? And so before we get into that, our guy Hagi went to check out what is new in terms of that. Guy?
Runners in the Honolulu Marathon are definitely better off than runners a few years ago, and that's because of the advances in the health field with regard to nutrition, as well as the technology of running shoes. I'm here at Runners High in IL. Let's go talk to Ray Wu. He's the owner, and he's going to show us why shoes matter. Thousands and thousands of shoes hitting the pavement for the Honolulu Marathon. Ray Wu has already run 40 of them. He's the owner of Runners High. Now, Ray, the shoe development, the shoe technology has come so far in the past few years, especially from since when you started till today, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been an evolution of change. Like in any kind of technology, shoes is the same.
Yeah, so what's the biggest difference from shoes when you started to today?
Well, I think basically the comfort level of all these shoes, you know, a lot of these shoes, you can put them on today and go run the marathon tomorrow where there's very little break-in time, if any at all.
Yeah, before we used to have to break them in, we used to have to train for them, and they'd eventually break into your foot and soften up. But why is that? How come all of a sudden, like, you can just run with them?
I think just the development of new materials, the upper material, the foam, the nylon that they use, all of that put together makes it so much lighter, softer, more stable, all of the above to develop a much better shoe.
And that makes you run faster?
Well, maybe not faster, but more comfortably and less injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, actually, a few years ago, Nike made a shoe that was banned because they said it was too fast. Well, you familiar with that?
Yeah, that was a carbon-plated shoe. It's very thick, a lot of big stack height, and the guys were running really fast times, and they couldn't figure out. Well, they figured it out basically. It was just a super shoe.
Yeah.
It had, you know, the technology to allow you to run faster for a longer period of time.
Yeah. Now you have this cutout shoe here. What are you trying to? What do you want to show us with that?
Yeah. So the new technology that's really catching on right now is this carbon-plated technology, which is here. We cut this shoe apart so that you can actually see the carbon plate.
So that's really stiff.
Yeah. So inside of the shoe itself, there's a carbon plate right there, and if you try to flex it and bend it, it's really stiff. It's kind of like those paraplegic athletes that have that carbon-plated prosthetic. It's very similar to that technology, but it's inside of a shoe instead, and it's on your foot.
But something that's stiff, that still results in a comfortable shoe?
It does when you're running. It really makes a huge difference while you're running. Walking, not so much, but when you're running, it actually kind of propels you off the toe. So if you notice, there's quite a bit of a curvature on the bottom like that. And so what happens is, as you strike your heel and move forward to the forefoot, it almost propels your foot forward. So it gives you that forward momentum. So the faster you run, the faster it makes you go because of this stiff carbon plate.
So how much of a difference is a good shoe going to make in terms of time for the fastest guy?
It could be a matter of seconds. It could be a matter of minutes. It just depends on your level and your ability.
Yeah, and for the normal guy, say just running middle of the pack kind of thing, is it more you should worry about comfort or more you should worry about speed?
I would say both, more comfort than anything, because I mean 26 is a long way to go. You got to finish first before you worry about running fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're very competitive and you're going for the money or the gold medal.
Yeah, serious gold in this year's marathon. Ray, thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome.